the best prisons in the world. You won't believe they exist. When you hear the word prison, what do you imagine? Iron bars? Dark, damp cells? Men and women wasting away behind concrete walls? You're about to forget everything you think you know. Because somewhere in the world there are prisons so comfortable, so humane, so shockingly beautiful. You might think they belong on a travel brochure, not in a criminal justice system. And yet, these facilities aren't just about luxury. They're experiments in rehabilitation, where comfort and dignity are used as tools to reshape lives. We start our journey in Norway, at Halden Prison, often called the world's most humane prison. And when you see it, you'll understand why. Here, inmates aren't locked away in cold steel boxes. They wake up to sunlight through wide windows. They have private bathrooms. Their cells are painted in warm colors, and the air smells like pine from the surrounding forest. Music studios, kitchens, libraries, all available to inmates, because here, prison is about preparing you to re-enter society, not breaking you. Interview with former Halden inmate. I learned to cook here. I learned to treat people with respect. I left with more skills than I came in with. The result? Norway has one of the lowest reoffending rates in the world, around 20%. Compare that to 70% in the United States. Just a short ferry ride from the mainland is Bastoy Prison Island, a place that looks more like a peaceful coastal village than a correctional facility. Here, inmates live in shared houses, cook their own meals, farm the land, and even fish. Guards don't carry weapons. There are no high walls, no barbed wire. Guard interview. We trust them because they've earned it, and they know the rules. You break them, you go back to a regular prison. It might sound like paradise, but it's Altmarul, so a test of responsibility. And in this calm, cooperative environment, inmates learn how to live without crime. In Japan, where discipline and respect are deeply woven into the culture, some prisons focus not just on reform, but on harmony of mind and body. At Oyama Prison, you'll find meditation rooms, gardens designed for mindfulness, and workshops that feel more like community centers than correctional facilities. Here, inmates spend part of their day practicing calligraphy, tending vegetable gardens, and learning crafts like woodworking and pottery. The philosophy? Teach patience, precision, and pride in creating something with your own hands. Interview with prison counselor. When you give people purpose, you take away the space where violence grows. The facility runs on a schedule that balances physical labor, education, and quiet reflection. And the results? Inmates report lower stress levels, improved relationships, and a renewed sense of dignity. In New Zealand, Otago Corrections Facility has taken a bold approach, giving inmates the keys to their own rooms. Why? Because trust is a cornerstone of rehabilitation here. Inmates are treated as adults, responsible for keeping their spaces tidy, arriving on time for work or classes, and managing their daily routines. Education is a priority. From trade certifications to higher education courses, inmates leave here with the skills to step directly into jobs, reducing the chance they'll ever come back. Interview with warden. It's not about coddling, it's about giving them the tools and self-respect to not reoffend. And with one of the lowest rates of inmate violence in the region, the numbers seem to agree. In Singapore, one facility is built around an idea most prisons neglect entirely: family. The Punggol Rehabilitation Center understands that reconnecting inmates with their kids or loved ones can be a powerful motivator for change. Here, family visits aren't just in cold rooms with phones and glass walls. They happen in warm, welcoming spaces that encourage real conversation. Parenting programs help fathers and mothers learn how to rebuild relationships with their children. And the evidence is clear. Inmates who leave with strong family ties are far less likely to reoffend. Smiling inmate with tears in his eyes speaks. Inmate: when my son looks at me now, he sees a dad again, not just a prisoner. In the quiet Austrian town of Leoben sits one of the most jaw-dropping correctional facilities on earth. Leoben Justice Center isn't just a prison. It's a statement that even those who've committed crimes deserve dignity. Each inmate has a private room with a desk, television, and ensuite bathroom. Natural light, fresh air, and comfortable furnishings aren't extras here. They're part of the design philosophy. There's a fully equipped gym, a theater room, and outdoor spaces designed for relaxation. Inmates are encouraged to take educational courses, learn trades, and even participate in community arts programs. Interview with architect. If you treat people like animals, they will behave like animals. Treat them like humans, and they remember how to be human. Critics call it too soft. Supporters call it the future of rehabilitation. But no matter where you stand, it's impossible to deny. This prison is unlike anything else in the world. In Finland, Kerava Open Prison breaks another mold entirely. No high walls, no razor wire, just a few buildings surrounded by nature. Here, inmates live in cottages and work outside the prison during the day. They return each evening on their own, a level of trust that would shock most other prison systems. Interview with warden. Our goal is to make prison life as close to normal life as possible. That way the transition back to society is seamless. Inmates learn trades, manage their own schedules, and even buy groceries from local stores, with a reoffending rate among the low. West in the world, Finland's model is a quiet revolution. Not all best prisons are luxurious. Some are fascinating for entirely different reasons. In Bolivia's San Pedro prison, inmates run their own economy. Inside these walls there are shops, restaurants, and even barbers, all operated by prisoners. They rent their own cells, pay for upgrades, and manage their own community rules. Interview with former inmate. You either worked or you went hungry. We learned business fast. While chaotic at times, San Pedro has become a strange microcosm of the outside world, a place where survival depends on negotiation, trade, and cooperation. In the Maldives, a radical concept has been floated. Literally, a rehabilitation facility built on a floating structure surrounded by the Indian Ocean. The idea: keep inmates close to nature, provide vocational training in fishing, marine conservation, and tourism, and create a self-sustaining ecosystem. It's still in planning, but if built, it could redefine prison life entirely. In the UK, one prison has been redesigned to look, feel, and function like a university campus, and the results are nothing short of remarkable. Every inmate here is a student first. Courses range from business management and IT to creative writing and art. The philosophy? Education is the strongest weapon against reoffending. Workshops double as real-world businesses, giving inmates both skills and a sense of purpose. Here, serving your time means building your future. Interview with former inmate graduate. When I walked out, I didn't just have a certificate. I had a career. From luxury rooms with alpine views, to island communities where guards carry no guns, the world's best prisons challenge everything we think we know about justice. Because maybe, the true measure of a prison isn't how well it punishes, but how well it prepares people to never come back. Behind every wall and every locked door, there's a choice. Will a prison break people apart, or help put them back together? Around the world, the best prisons aren't just changing inmates, they're changing futures. So now you've seen it. Prisons that look like hotels, islands, even college campuses. But here's the question. If these systems work, why aren't more countries adopting them? The answer isn't simple, but one thing's for sure. How we treat people at their lowest can define the kind of world we live in. If you learned something new today, smash that like button. It tells YouTube to show this to more people. And if you want more eye-opening stories about prisons around the world, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because the next story might just change how you see justice forever.